SKYPRO is a company operating for the last 19 years. It's a Portuguese-based company. Originally, we started as supplying shoes to a niche market to the aviation industry, and then thereafter we we moved forward from Europe, and now we are quite heavily present in the Gulf region as well. We supply to many clients like Qatar Airways, we supply to Fly Dubai, we supply to Air Arabia. In 2016, we were the supplier of the year for Etihad Airways. So we have been very strongly present in this region. And after some time, SKYPRO, we diversified and moved into uniforms, where we started supplying to a lot of airlines in Europe. One of the last projects we did was we did the total revamping of uniforms for Royal Morocco about a couple of months ago. And one of the greatest achievements we had within the last 1 week or 2 weeks is that we signed a contract with Emirates Airlines as the new supplier of pilot uniforms for the next 3 years. That's a great achievement, and we are moving away rather than calling ourselves as suppliers of just uniforms. We are more concentrating and we are more interested to focus and also to position ourselves as a uniform management company, because we don't want to be fighting with other suppliers on a item to item, price to price. No, we are a totally different kettle of fish. We look at managing the total uniforms for a company, starting from sizing, for stocking, understanding the right requirement, and then supplying. So, and also the whole, in the entire operation that we are looking at is we are looking at sustainability, and also we are looking at reducing the carbon footprint to bring justice to the society. With Emirates, number one is we are looking at using more sustainable fabrics. Then number two, we are looking at producing the right quantity. Is that because we are going to work in hand with Emirates to make sure that we produce the right quantity so that we don't overproduce. Overproduction means carbon footprint. And also we are going to look at ways of the production points, rather than concentrating in Europe and then the transportation itself, is going to take a lot of carbon footprint. So we are looking at producing in countries where we can have shorter lead times to get the product across to Dubai. And then all in all, we are looking at reducing the carbon footprint in various angles altogether for Emirates. We are looking at generations ahead, how to focus on that, because we have a totally separate department now. We have a sustainable director in the company who is looking at various means how to bring justice to the society by reducing the carbon footprint. See, number one is by 2025, our goal is to be a very circular company. Everything that we sell has to come back to us. So which means we will recycle them and then we'll produce some kind of byproducts which we can compensate the clients, right? Number two is we have a system that is developed which is called a SKYPRO, like I told you briefly previously. See, we can analyze your demand with the supply because it's calibrated with double algorithm, where we can precisely understand what the client's requirements against supply. We have seen in a lot of airlines, we have seen in with a lot of big clients, they have stocks that is not moving off the shelf for ages, right? And that is it's a lot of money, it's inventory cost for the clients. On the other side, it's carbon footprint. For an example, I'll tell you, if I'm a guy who is wearing a pair of shoes size 45, right? It's a very rare size, and maybe there is only one person who is wearing that shoe. What happens is, in most companies, the procurement team, they work on safety quantities rather than actual quantities which is analyzed. So if just one guy is wearing size 45, they'll order about 10 pairs to be on the safe side. But with our system, over a period of time, we can precisely understand what is your requirement for the next 2 months, 3 months, next 1 week, 2 weeks. So we will produce only what is required for that time. It will be just in, just out system, right? So that, which means you're reducing the total quantity that you're producing unnecessarily and holding stocks, reducing the quantity that you're producing is reducing carbon footprint. So, and then we do a lot of justice to the society by that way. And also going forward, we are hoping to even any invoice that we give to a client, any invoice what we make to a client, will also have the carbon footprint calibrated and mentioned on the invoice. So, say for an example, Emirates working with us for the next 3 years. Maybe after 1 year, we can understand how much of carbon footprint they have utilized, right? And then together we will work to see how we can further fine tune to reduce this carbon footprint. And then we can show the world. I mean, a big airline like Emirates, for the last maybe 23, 24, they use so much of carbon footprint. Maybe 24, 25, we can reduce 10%, 20%. We can look at ways together to reduce this carbon footprint and bring justice to the society. See, once when you, like I said, in 2025, we want to become a very circular company, right? So we are looking at ways and means of how we are going to recycle this product. Even recently, we have communicated to one of our biggest clients that even the shoes we are going to recycle. Yeah. So, which means, like I told you, we have a separate department now, which is under a director called the Sustainable Director. He's only focusing on how to sell what we sell, how to take it back, how to recycle it, and then make a byproduct. And also, we are looking at the process of, if somebody joins a company today and he's entitled uniforms for the next 1 year. Maybe 2 jackets, 5 shirts, 2 trousers. What happens if he leaves the company in 5 months down the line? I mean, we cannot throw all these garments into the garbage. So what we are doing is, now we are looking at ways and means of deep cleaning. It's not reintroducing the garments. It's just not like giving to the laundry and dry cleaning. No, we're looking at something deeper than that, how to reintroduce these garments into the system, so that it brings, we reduce carbon footprint by reducing the number of items that is produced, and also we are helping the companies to save a lot of money. So we are deeply working on it, and I'm sure we can come with a very good breakthrough sooner or later to the society.
It's more like a win-win situation for both the companies and...
Absolutely, it's a win-win situation for the companies as well as to the society. Our focus is to bring justice to the society.
When it comes to value chain, we got to know that SKYPRO's, you have been incorporating digital transformation into your value chain. So, could you explain how this has improved the efficiency or the effectiveness of your operations as well as overall customer experience?
See, digital transformation has helped us because we forecast accurately what is required. For an example, when somebody joins the company, we first take their sizing, so which means we have all data. So we have a data bank of all the employees of what they want. So what happened is, when they want to order their uniforms, so they just had to visit our website. We already had the sizing with us. And in the event, if some people, they put on weight, some people lose weight, and the next year, if they feel that they have lost some weight or they have gained some weight, then they can go into our app again, and then they can book another appointment for a fitting, which means our new data is input. And then what happens is, we have data, so they go into the system. What they do is they order what they require. So which means we know exactly over a period of time what is used this month, and then what is the requirement for the next week, the following week, following month, and the next month. Like that, we have full data. So what happens is, by digital transformation, we understand exactly what the requirement, which we pass to the company. What is your requirement for the next couple of months? And then we are able to forecast. We are able to communicate with our value chain. Okay, for the next so many months, this is going to be our requirement. We can forward book the fabric because we have exactly all the information. So We can forward book the fabric, the accessories, and then we can have it in-house on time, so we can have the production on time and then supply on time, so that it helps the clients as well, so that there is no waiting time without uniforms, because airline is a business that has to fly. I mean, you cannot stop because the pilot doesn't have a uniform. You cannot stop flight taking off, so it has to go on. So that's how it's going to help in circularity. We are in the process of further developing, because our system is such, in two clicks, if you go into our website, if you go into our system, in 2 clicks, an employee can order their total uniforms. And basically, since we have the data, I mean, once we take the measurement, we have their sizes, like the length, trouser length, whatever the sleeve length or whatever. And if it requires alteration, immediately that information is transferred to our alteration department. They pick up the right size, they alter the length, the sleeve length. Everything is put into one box with item list pasted with the QR code. And if you go into the location where the company wants us to deliver, maybe their mail room or uniform room, so the employee comes there, they just scan the QR code and they say, okay, this is my uniform, and they take it and go home. So there's no wasting, being on queue to take measurements, waiting time. It's all eliminated.
So the entire process is well managed.
It's very well managed, and we are fine-tuning it every day. We are super excited to be working with Emirates. It's when we set up the regional office in 2021, that was one of our dreams, to be the supplier of Emirates, and we are so fortunate. In less than 2 years, we have managed to achieve that dream. So we're talking with Emirates to introduce our digital transformation system to work, because they have very good systems with Emirates. We are now hoping to talk to them to see how to work side by side with their system, with our system, and to show them how much saving that Emirates can have, and how much saving at the end of 1 year, how much we can save on the carbon footprint. So we want to prove to them, we want to educate them, we want to work side by side, and then work in terms of how to reduce further. And at the end of the day, it's a huge airline with so many aircrafts, huge number of employees. Sometimes, I mean, maybe it's like couple of airlines together is one Emirates, if you take the number of people. So if we are hoping to work together, and of course our contract at the moment is 3 years, but of course our vision is not to supply Emirates for 3 years, at least 3 into 3 years. I mean, at least 9 years we should work on a stretch, and then be very successful in this business. Thank you very much. Thank you.